Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ankita Jain. Today I will be discussing the two proposed classifications of furcation involvement. These were proposed in 2018 and these are very detailed classifications which have included treatment also and prognosis also. So let's discuss first this. Rest of the classifications I have already discussed in my previous video just before this video. So please go through it. Uh, Today, let's go with these classifications. So horizontal classifications and vertical classification, both of which I have already discussed in my last video. Today we are going to just discuss these two classifications which were proposed in 2018 by Andrea and Mariana and by Dr. Kotle and team. So the proposed classification system by Andrea and Mariana in 2018 is as follows. They have actually divided the furcation lesions into two, that is non-exposed lesions and exposed lesions. Now non-exposed lesions are further divided into type 1, 2 and 3. These types are basically they have denoted with the Roman numeral 1, 2 and 3. Non-exposed lesions, they all have one single characteristic, that is furcation lesion is not clinically exposed. And the further subtypes Roman number 1, 2, 3 have been done on the basis of the horizontal attachment loss. So let's see NE1. NE1 here denotes the furcation lesion is not clinically exposed plus horizontal attachment loss is 2 mm or less. NE2, NE again denotes that furcation lesion is not clinically exposed, but Roman number 2 denotes that horizontal attachment loss is 3 mm or more. NE3, where NE is again having the characteristic of furcation lesion not clinically exposed, but the horizontal attachment loss is more than 3 mm and there is through and through opening of furcation. So here they have shown with the help of figures also, with the line figures as well as with the clinical pictures, that here measurement is less than 3 mm, here 3 mm or more, and 3 here through and through furcation involvement. But in all of them, furcation lesion is not clinically exposed. That means gingival recession is not there. Another one is exposed lesion. That is the furcation lesion is clinically exposed. Gingival recession is there. So E and Roman numeral 1 will denote furcation lesion is clinically exposed but the horizontal attachment loss is 2 mm or less. E2 means the furcation lesion is clinically exposed but the Roman number 2 denotes horizontal attachment loss is 3 mm or more. E3 again the furcation lesion is clinically exposed but the horizontal attachment is total with through and through opening of furcation. So that is all here given in the figure as well as in the form of clinical pictures. Our next classification, which was proposed by Dr. Kotle and team in 2018, basically they have given a very detailed classification. They have given a single characteristic for grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and then they have further divided them into various subtypes. Then they have also considered the prognosis as well as they have given the treatment modalities of that particular furcation involvement. So let's see one by one. It is very detailed one. You have to be with me with each slide. First is grade 1. Grade 1 means mild to moderate and uniform periodontal destruction. That means only initial destruction will be there, which is just up to the flute of furca. It has just initiated and manifesting itself with increased probing depth. Now, and there are no radiographic changes associated with this type of lesion. Okay, so that is the common characteristic of grade 1. Okay, now this furcation involvement may not be or may be associated with the recession of marginal gingiva. So depending upon the position of the marginal gingiva, it is further subclassified as grade 1 small a, grade 1 small b, grade 1 small c. If we see grade 1 small a, then this characteristic will remain same. That is mild to moderate and uniform periodontal destruction. But the gingiva or gingival margin is slightly coronal to the CJ. Treatment modality they have given for such furcation involvement as C-scaling and odontoplasty. Prognosis will be excellent. Here you can see in the figure also that gingival margin is at the CJ or coronal to CJ, and bone level is also at the normal position. Only there will be slight furcation involvement. Next is grade 1B. All features of grade 1 furcation involvement will be there, which we have seen, but only one difference will be there of the position of the margin. There it was coronal to the CEJ. Here also initial furcation involvement, but the position of gingival margin will be 0 to 3 mm apical to CEJ. Treatment modality here they have suggested scaling and odontoplasty plus coronally advanced flap for gingival recession. Here also prognosis will be good. Now grade 1C. Again, all the features of grade 1 furcation involvement which are common, that is no radiographic changes, initial furcation involvement will be there, elementary initial lesion will be there with the position of gingival margin more than 3 mm apical to CJ. And since there is more gingival recession, so there will be more mucogingival problems. Treatment here is suggested as scaling and odontoplasty and correction of mucogingival problems with different techniques, whatever is best suggested according to the clinician. Prognosis here will be fair. Here you can see in the figure also this thing that gingival margin is receding gradually from grade 1B to grade 1C. Next we come on to the grade 2. Now here the characteristic of grade 2 will slightly change with different subtypes. Grade 2 is basically moderate periodontal destruction. Means here the periodontal destruction is more than grade 1. There it was initial, here it is more than grade 1. The lesion may appear on one or more aspect of teeth. Lesion will start from the buccal entrance or from one furcation entrance. It won't continue to the other furcation entrance. Okay, they won't communicate with each other. Radiographs also will reveal small areas of radiolucencies. One more thing is there that there will be a arced roof created by the furcation. If you will imagine that grade 2 furcation involvement, then you will find that there would be a arced roof where there will be vertical bone loss and there will be formation of a triangular shaped furcation involvement in case of grade 2 furcation involvement. They have actually first divided according to the pattern of destruction in the furcation. That is grade 2 type 1, grade 2 type 2. Then again these grade 2 type 1 and grade 2 type 2 are further divided into different subtypes A, B, C according to the position of gingival margin. So here they have classified two times, single grade two times. In grade 1 only one time according to the position of the gingival margin. There was grade 1A, grade 1B, grade 1C. But here grade 2 type 1A, grade 2 type 1B, grade 2 type 1C. Okay. In grade 2 type 1, horizontal type of bone destruction will be there, which can be seen clinically and radiographically. And in grade 2 type 2, horizontal plus vertical component of the furcation will be involved, which can be visualized clinically or radiographically. Next is grade 2 type 1. That means horizontal type of bone destruction and moderate amount of bone destruction are further subclassified on the basis of gingival margin. So here it is grade 2 type 1A, where the position of the gingival margin is slightly coronal to CJ. Here treatment options are open flap debridement and excellent prognosis will be there. Grade 2 type 1B, all the features of grade 2 type 1, but the gingival margin position is 0 to 3 mm apical to CJ. Treatment modality will be open flap debridement along with root coverage procedure. Prognosis will be good. Grade 2 type 1C. So here grade 2 type 1 furcation involvement characteristics will be present with the position of gingival margin more than 3 mm apical to CJ leading to mucogingival problems. Here also OFD along with the correction of mucogingival problems, prognosis will be fair. So I think it's little confusing, but it is more of clear. Now we come on to the grade 2 type 2A. grade 2 type 2 furcation involvement with the normal position of gingival margin which is slightly coronal to CJ. Okay, now here all the characteristics of grade 2, that is radiographically there will be bone loss, then there will be moderate amount of bone loss, and the bone loss will start from one furcation but will not continue to the next furcation entrance. So that is the characteristic of grade 2. Type 2 characteristic is what? That furcation involvement will be there in the horizontal direction also and in the vertical direction also. Now, with these characteristics, these are further divided into grade 2 type 2A, grade 2 type 2B and grade 2 type 2C. Grade 2 type 2A, where the for all the characteristics of grade 2 type 2 furcation involvement with normal position of gingival margin which is slightly coronal to CJ. Treatment modality will be open flap debridement plus bone augmentation and plus guided tissue regeneration. Prognosis will be excellent. Grade 2 type 2B, that means here vertical component is there, horizontal component is there, but here gingival margin is 0 to 3 mm apical to CJ. Treatment modality will be OFD, that is open flap debridement plus bone augmentation or GTR. Prognosis will be good. Grade 2 type 2C, that means grade 2 type 2 furcation involvement characteristics. Horizontal bone loss will be there, vertical component will be there, but with the position of gingival margin which is more than 3 mm apical to CJ and may lead to mucogingival problems. Here again open flap debridement, bone augmentation or GTR, prognosis will be fair. Now we come on to the grade 3, that is complete lesion, okay, which develops moderate to severe periodontal destruction in the furcation area, permitting the probe buccolingually on the mandibular molars and buccomesially and buccodistally on the maxillary molars. That means there is through and through communication between the two furcation entrances. Radiographic may not reveal a distinct triangular radiolucency in case of maxillary molars, especially because in case of maxillary molars there can be overlapping of the radiolucency with the palatal root. So that's why in grade 3 furcation involvement also sometimes we cannot visualize the radiolucency depending upon the pattern of again bone periodontal destruction in the furcation. Grade 3 type 1, grade 3 type 2. In grade 3 type 1, there will be uniform horizontal type of bone destruction, which can be seen clinically or radiographically. And in grade 3 type 2, there will be horizontal bone destruction along with the vertical component. Okay, and this also can be visualized clinically or radiographically. Now, grade 3 type 1A. So here all the characteristics of grade 3 is present through and through furcation involvement. Type 1 we mean only horizontal bone loss is there. But type 1A, small a denotes the position of the gingival margin, which is slightly coronal to the CJ. Here treatment options can be OFD plus minus bone augmentation, GTR, root resection, bicuspidization, tunnel preparation. Prognosis is good here. Grade 3 type 1B. Again grade 3 type 1, all the characteristics. Small b denotes the gingival margin position 0 to mm apical to CJ. Treatment modality will be OFD plus bone augmentation or GTR with coronally advanced flap. Prognosis fair. Grade 3 type 1C. All the characteristics of grade 3 type 1 with the gingival margin more than 3 mm apical to CJ and may lead to mucogingival problems as there is much gingival recession. So here treatment options are OFD plus bone augmentation with correction of mucogingival problems. Prognosis is poor. So here we can see that there is horizontal bone loss. There is no vertical component is involved in all the three of them. But position of gingival margin is changing. First of all, gingival margin was at CJ or coronal to CJ. Then it recedes 0 to 3 mm apical to CJ, and then it further recedes more than 3 mm apical to CJ. Okay, so that is how it's grade 3 type 1 A, B, C. We come on to the grade 3 type 2 A, B and C. Now grade 3 type 2, again grade 3 through and through furcation involvement. Type 2 means horizontal bone loss is there, and vertical component of furcation involvement is also there. And small a, small b, small c shows the position of gingival margin. So grade 3 type 2 furcation involvement with normal position of gingival margin or slightly coronal to CJ is grade 3 type 2 2A. Grade 3 type 2 2B, all the characteristics of grade 3 type 2 furcation involvement, but gingival margin is 0 to 3 mm apical to CJ. Treatment options will be OFD plus bone augmentation plus GTR or and coronally advanced flap. Prognosis is fair. Grade 3 type 2C, where grade 3 type 2 furcation involvement characteristics will be there with gingival margin more than 3 mm apical to CJ. Treatment modalities will be OFD, bone augmentation, GTR along with correction of mucogingival problems. Prognosis is poor. Now here you can see again here horizontal as well as vertical component is involved. Okay, everywhere in all. So that means it is type 2. And grade 3 because through and through furcation involvement is there. So it is grade 3. So grade 3 type 2 in all the 3 of the subtypes are same. Only the change is in the gingival margin position. These are the references for these two classifications. These are the original articles from which these classifications were taken. And I hope this is clear. Little confusing, little detailed, but very much simplified once you get it. If any confusion is there, doubts are there, queries are there, kindly email me on my mail ID, or you can also contact me through the comment section present below the video. And if you have any suggestion for the topic to be taken on priority according to you, kindly email me for that also. Thank you so much. Be safe, study, learn, and share.